Calling all teams and players, get into the box. Arizona Box Lacrosse presents the Best in Box Invitational starting in June. League practices will be held to prepare for a 6-week game series sponsored by String King. Get into the box. Register today at azboxla.com. The Arizona Lacrosse League is on the air. We're coming to you tonight from Corona del Sol High School in Tempe, Arizona. It's the Division I state championship game between the defending champion, the number 2 seeded Notre Dame Saints, and the number 1 seeded undefeated Salpointe Lancers. Alongside Chuck Rulin and Ben Jones, I'm Jeff Lowry. Welcome to apnvideo.com. And this has been the matchup that I think everybody in the league has been waiting for. 1 versus 2. These two teams met back in March, and it was a 1-point win for the Salpointe Lancers. And Chuck, let's talk about the Lancers. It's been a great year for your former colleague, Kevin Krieger, and they're undefeated. Yeah, Kevin's had a tremendous year. I don't believe he's played from behind the whole year. I feel like he's had the lead almost every game he's played in. They come out usually strong early. They had a tendency to fall down a little bit during the third quarter when they come out against the better teams, but then they regroup in the fourth quarter. So he's got a high potent offense and an unbelievable face-off man. And they're number 1 in scoring this year in the league. Now, Ben, you've seen this Notre Dame team over the last 2 years. They're defending champions. They've won 28 of 29. What do you see here tonight?
Well, Traxler, Coper, and Bergamo on the attack have got to do a great job of setting up their team offense. Calvin's got to be an absolute wall in the goal, and they really need to leverage their athletic ability to stand toe-to-toe with Salpointe.
And some of the top players in the state are playing here today. Obviously, Moultrie and McKinney for Salpointe, the number 1 and 2 scorers in the league. Yeah, they are a great 1-2 punch. I mean, Jackson's a great feeder from behind. Nate does a great job at sneaking behind the defenseman's back, going back door. And if he gets time and space, you know, he can really rip it. And talk about Ben real quick. I mean, both these teams seem to be very athletic, and you know, we talk about, and maybe we'll talk about that here in a moment with Salpointe and what they got to do with the 10-man ride. But I mean, do you see any advantage here for either team from maybe an athletic standpoint?
No, I think it's pretty much a stalemate, which is impressive to say. I mean, both teams have dominated in state all year, and I think that athletically there might be a slight edge for Salpointe, but Notre Dame has some really high-level athletes on their squad this year. Okay, and Chuck, last word here. What does Notre Dame have to do to win this game?
First and foremost, they have got to be more competitive with Max Manka. Last time they met, Ryan Poteet struggled against him a little bit. They have Ryan Roach back. Quite honestly, myself, I like seeing Jake Smith out there. I think he's by far and away the best athlete on the field. To me, Smith, unless he's completely tanked, he should be on the field. Secondly, Salpointe's 10-man ride. They have to stop bringing everybody up to the midfield line. They have to stay below and nearer to the restraining line. That's how you beat the 10-man ride.
Any final thoughts, Ben?
No, looking forward to a good game.
Okay, so it's Notre Dame trying to become only the 4th team in league history to win back-to-back titles. When we come back, all the exciting play-by-play action. It's the Arizona Lacrosse League, powered by Ottawa University, Arizona Lacrosse. Calling all teams and players, get into the box. Arizona Box Lacrosse presents the Best in Box Invitational starting in June. League practices will be held to prepare for a 6-week game series sponsored by String King. Get into the box. Register today at azboxla.com.
Coper.
Calling all teams and players, get into the box. Arizona Box Lacrosse presents the Best in Box Invitational starting in June. League practices will be held to prepare for a 6-week game series sponsored by String King. Get into the box. Register today at azboxla.com.
Blake McKeon. At defense, number 7.
All right, we're back here at Corona del Sol High School. We're getting set for the Division II state championship. Notre Dame, defending champions. They have won 28 of their last 29. And, of course, the first time for the Salpointe Lancers. They come in undefeated at 13-0. Kevin Krieger in his 5th season has done a tremendous job with this senior-laden team. They beat Notre Dame back on the 28th of March, 10-9, but Notre Dame was never tied or headed in that game. And for the Saints, they're led by Doug Lipka. He, too, is in his 5th season, assisted by Mark Siegel. The assistants for Salpointe, Ryan Baker and Ryan Bowman. Chuck Rowland and Ben Jones joins me now as we get set for the opening face-off. They're still introducing these two great teams, and everybody's been waiting for about 2.5 months for this game.
Yeah, this is definitely the two best teams in the league, bar none. The question is that Salpointe has never played from behind this entire year, and I'm just wondering if Notre Dame comes out and punches them in the face first, how will Salpointe respond?
Well, one of Salpointe's huge advantages in this game is obviously at the face-off X and Max Menka, and whether Salpointe can leverage that into some early momentum is really going to be key for them. If on the flip side, if Notre Dame Prep can at least get some tie-ups on the opening draw, then and start leveraging some possessions, then they can tilt that back in their favor. And if Notre Dame's running downhill, then Salpointe could be in for a long night.
Yeah. I like the defense on Salpointe. I really like Bailey Willow as far as a one-on-one defenseman. And on the other side, I really like Jake Smith, number 1, the midfielder. He can shut anybody down, and he can clear the ball like nobody I've ever seen before.
Flag at the south end of the field for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we're going to have the national anthem. We'll be right back. This is APN Video Productions. Calling all teams and players, get into the box. Arizona Box Lacrosse presents the Best in Box Invitational starting in June. League practices will be held to prepare for a 6-week game series sponsored by String King. Get into the box. Register today at azboxla.com.
A lot less all of a sudden?
Yeah, and I will.
No.
Microphone up there. All right, we're back here at Corona del Sol High School. We're getting set for the opening face-off, and you talk about these two teams. They battled to a one-point affair a couple of weeks ago, early at the end of March. And this is the matchup everybody has been waiting for. Let's look at the starting lineups. First for Salpointe, they got Eric Garrigan. He is the goalie, senior. Everybody on this starting lineup is a senior. The attack, Jackson McKinney and Nate Moultrie, the two leading scorers in the state. You got Josh Hackmeyer, a big scorer too. And the men in the middle, the long stick midfielder Colton Dent, Brett Bakewell, one of the team leaders. He's a captain. Max Manka, the premier face-off specialist. You'll see Kaiser and Gates in there. Sometimes Manka will come off. The defense is Will Escobedo, who is now number 40, and Ben Wegner. All seniors. We'll see Dalton Franzoy also out there at midfield, and he is just a sophomore. Now the defending champions are making their way out onto the field, and they are led by Blake Story at midfield. Has had a prolific season, but let's give you the attacks. You got Traxler at attack, you got Bergamo at attack, and you also have Chandler Coper. He's a senior. In goal is Josh Calvin. The midfield of, well, you're going to see Quinn Stanton in there a lot. Blake Story, their leading scorer, Jake Smith. A.J. Shirts third in the state in ground balls. And then the defense with Ryan Poteet at long stick midfield. And you got Donahue back there along with McKeon and Siegel. So the two goalies will take their positions. Josh Calvin, the junior, he's had a great season. He has saved over 60%. So, too, can be said for Garrigan. And we're ready to go.
Yeah, look for Max Manka to pinch and pop back to the defensive end to himself. Let's see if Roach can actually be quick enough to stay up with him.
Well, Manka, a tremendous season with 142 face-off wins. The only reason he didn't have more, he was sharing time with Daniel McQuaid, the underclassman. So we're ready to go. It's the 2018 Arizona Lacrosse League State Championship Division I. And a loose ball at midfield. Bakewell will give chase to the far side. And it's going to be the Saints, the defending champions. And this game is underway. An outstanding ground ball, and A.J. Shirts has been doing that all season long. And Shirts is a guy that only picked up a lacrosse stick a couple of weeks before the start of the season. He had never played.
Yeah, that's Willauer covering Traxler. That should be the matchup of the night.
The two highest scoring teams in the league going head-to-head. Salpointe averaging 16 points a game this year. And Notre Dame had the stingiest defense, giving up just 4.4 points a game. So no score, first quarter action. Number 22, Traxler, he's kind of the point guard of this offense for the Notre Dame Saints, for a lack of a better term.
He's got a short stick guarding him.
And that's Max Manka, who I think has got to be up for Player of the Year honors this year, as he was last year.
Oh, bad pass.
This is a problem for Salpointe, having Manka on the field so long playing defense.
Well, here's Blake Story going to work, second in goals in the state. And he has that one pried loose. And that was Escobedo. And now Salpointe in transition, and they promptly throw it away with 10:22 left to go here in the first.
Neither team can afford to do that much tonight.
So we are scoreless. Zach Siegel looking, well, nope, this will be Quinn Stanton to clear it, and he's one of the best. And he's also a Hoover out there. He's a great ground ball player. Didn't score a lot this year. Notre Dame spreads the wealth. I mean, you know, I know Story had a big year, Ben and Chuck, but, you know, this is a team that any given night, one guy can give you 4, 5, 6 points.
Oh, yeah, very athletic team. Anybody on this six out here right now can score.
And you could say the same probably for Salpointe, too. There's Willauer, tremendous defense, good check.
Oh, great save.
Nice cut by Traxler, and Traxler has it taken away.
Yeah, Escobedo got a stick on him just at the last second in the crease.
So a scoreless tie here in the first. The Notre Dame Saints trying to become the 4th team as Salpointe will not have possession. Yeah. Salpointe trying to win their first ever state title at the D1 level, but this Notre Dame team's trying to be the 4th team in league history to win back-to-back titles.
A lot of nerves out there right now, looks like.
Blake Story.
Nice move.
Who's been the story so many times, and he gets de-sticked from behind. And a big ground ball by Willauer, and then he gets molested from behind by Schertz and Stanton harassing defense. And now Salpointe settling in for the first time, 6-on-6 offense.
Willauer ran through half the team there on that clear.
Looks like Siegel might be, his assignment might be Moultrie, who is the leading scorer this year, #1 in goals, #1 in points for the Salpointe Lancers, who come out in the all-white uniforms. This is Gates, had a couple of goals in that semifinal victory over Boulder Creek. 8:20 on the clock. We are scoreless in this D1 state championship game. We got Dave Henning on the public address. Bill Lynch is keeping score. This is Franzoy going to work. He's looking for a big game. Pulls the trigger, and he's going to be denied by Calvin.
I'm surprised they got Cade Kaiser on the crease. Usually he's up top going one-on-one.
A little roll dodge there. Bring it back, Hackmeyer. Hackmeyer's another one of those coaches. He's kind of a facilitator for this offense. There's a couple of them when you got the 2 top scorers in Moultrie and McKinney. No score with 7:30 left to go here in the opening quarter.
Good defense by Schertz right there.
And now Ryan Poteet, one of the top defenders, I think, in the state, but he gets by him, and Salpointe draws first blood. 7:21 left to go here in the first, an unassisted goal by Hackmeyer.
No help there from the Notre Dame defense for Poteet.
Yeah, he came right around GLE and didn't get even touched.
Well, the Salpointe faithful, they are here in droves, making a lot of noise. They don't hope, they believe, don't they, Chuck?
Oh, absolutely. This is the second team from Tucson to ever make it to the state finals. Back in 2001, the Gamecocks played PCDS.
There's a blast from the past. PCDS versus the Gamecocks. Huh?
Right.
All right, ground ball win. Well, Notre Dame's won the first 2. Good job on the ground ball by Siegel. It was Roach who actually got a hold of it, but now they're going to settle in. They got to get Blake Story in the game. I know Dan Lannon doesn't want me to say this, but Story scored 15 points in the 2 matchups between Notre Dame and the Thunder. So he's scoring against the top teams in the league. Here's Rosen. He's going to work. He rattles the back of the cage with a blistering shot. Rosen has tied it up here for the Notre Dame Saints.
That's the kind of look that they're going to need to score on, and that was one of their first cutters of the game. And after a lot of individual efforts on offense, that's going to be the kind of look that really wins them this game.
Yeah, the LSM on Salpointe turned his head, and he cut behind him. It was a great cut.
6:38. So Rosen, who is not a starter on this team, but I think someone that Doug Lipka is looking next year to be one of the leaders on this offense. Third face-off coming up. Well, Max Mancomb truly was the difference, one of the big differences in the first matchup between these 2 teams.
Another tie-up on the face-off.
Manka comes up with it, and Salpointe gets it into the offensive half.
Oh, there's one. Brief transition look there.
Yeah.
Let's see if Manka's going to come off. Usually it's Kaiser or Gates or both coming on, depending on the situation here.
Now, Cade Kaiser here, 24, will go lefty. Wow, and just as I say that, he's flying goes righty.
I don't think Calvin got a piece of that, Coach.
No, over the bite.
Out front. Oh, beautiful look, and a tremendous save by Calvin. So that was Gates again taking the shot, the senior midfielder for the Salpointe Lancers. Halfway through the opening quarter of this championship game, D1 championship, Notre Dame in the all-purple with the white trim, and the all-white, and I mean all-white, even the numbers, Salpointe.
You can see how they're overplaying Cade Kaiser to the left side.
Here's McKinney going to work, going up against a tough competitor in Poteet. I think Franzoy might be the X factor offensively for Salpointe here tonight. They may need a couple of goals, and he throws it away. So harassing defense. Alex Clausen, a junior, not a starter, but a good job. He forces a turnover, 5:13 on the clock.
Here comes the 10-man ride. Escobedo's in the middle of the field, but they're going to run it through it.
That's one way to do it.
Yep. It's the best way to do it.
Flag's down.
Yep, we got our first flag down on the contest.
There goes Hackmeyer. Must have gone offsides.
1-1 tie, 4 minutes and 50 seconds. The clock continues to wind down. There is a flag down on the field. As Coach Jones said, most likely an offsides as Traxler goes to work. Had Bergamo at the doorstep, and the pass was behind him. And let's get the call. Cold day. This is an outstanding officiating crew. Let's get the call first. And, yep, offside. So a man-up situation, our first. And this one will put Notre Dame in a man-up situation. Cold day, Steve Adamick, the Hall of Famer, Marty Topham, and Mark McElfresh are the game officials. And just a reminder, with the exciting combination of speed and finesse, this is a game that is really growing, and we need officials. Please go to AZLaxRef, LAXREF.com if you're interested in officiating lacrosse from youth to college. Here's a shot. Bergamo, that's his first of the day. Who was backing it up? It was Salpointe. That was close.
Tie goes to the runner on that one. Salpointe really needs to pull it together in the clear there. They've been making huge passes out of the back.
Yeah. It's not feeling real out of his strong suit.
And look at Traxel looking for the outlet. They got the numbers, and Bergamo finds the promised land.
Number 13, Jack Bergamo.
2 in a row for the defending state champions, and it's 2-1 in favor of the Notre Dame Saints.
That was a good aggressive ride, though. Give Notre Dame credit on that.
Notre Dame's 0 for 4, or Salpointe's 0 for 4 on clears by my count. It's not a promising statistic if you're rooting for the Tucson squad.
Well, still plenty of time, no question about it, with Notre Dame enjoying their first lead of the contest at 2-1, and they got another face-off win. Well, they're doing pretty well in face-off X. They lose it. Roach trying to corral it on the far side. It's still in play, and they battle, and it's going to be, let's see whose ball.
It's like a push on this one?
Push on Escobedo, I thought. Oh, give it to Salpointe.
Out of bounds, ball goes.
They called a timeout.
Call a timeout, okay.
So a timeout on the field, and we got 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to play here, and we'll take a quick timeout. This is the Division I state championship game on APN Video Sports. Calling all teams and players. Get into the box. Arizona Box Lacrosse presents the Best in Box Invitational starting in June. League practices will be held to prepare for a 6-week game series sponsored by String King. Get into the box. Register today at azboxla.com. All right, we're back here. First quarter action. Notre Dame and Salpointe, 2-1 is our score. And, well, we've got, we played almost 9 minutes here. And what do you think so far?
Boy, Kevin can't be happy with the way Salpointe's playing right now, I'll tell you that.
No, they can't clear the ball, can't win faceoffs. That's two things that usually they're very, very good at.
You give this Notre Dame team, Ben, the ball too much like this, they're going to make you pay over and over.
They when they start firing on all cylinders, they're tough to stop. And Salpointe is just giving them too many bites of the apple right now.
Well, the Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week is being powered by Ottawa University Arizona Lacrosse. If you are interested in playing at a 4-year school, they are offering a lacrosse scholarship. Go to ottawa.edu, ottawa.edu. 3.5 left to play here in the opening quarter. It's the Division I state championship of the Arizona Lacrosse League. Blake Story held scoreless so far. The top scorer in 2018 for Doug Lipka's defending champion, the Saints. He slips. He trying to bulldodge his way in, and Garrigan with a tremendous save, and it was a crease violation nonetheless.
That was a great defense by Elijah DeHaan, who's only a sophomore. He was injured for the first half of the year. He made a comeback, and much needed.
Salpointe finally got a pass on the clear.
Yeah, you were talking about DeHaan there for a moment. He busted up his shoulder blade snowboarding in the offseason.
I'm sure Coach Krieger was thrilled about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think his first game back was against your Pinnacle team. 2:28 on the clock. 2-1 lead for Notre Dame. They're the number 2 seed.
Notre Dame's doing a great job of pushing the guys down the alley right now.
Here's a shot, and Calvin got part of the face on it. I don't think that's a save, but he was right there with 2:13 on the clock. This is Hackmeyer going to work. Donahue, and that will be a save.
That was off the pipe, wasn't it?
Was that maybe off his shoulder? I don't know.
So the restart is Jackson McKinney. Boy, what a season this kid had. 39 goals, 32 assists. Here's an assist, and we got a tie ball game.
Yeah, the way it's going right now, the attack has to take over for Salpointe. The middies are really getting shoved down the alley, not even getting looks at the cage.
Kaiser from McKinney, and we are tied at 2 apiece.
Notre Dame Preston doing a very good job of being able to hold the on-ball defense without any help from a slide. But right there, they just left the back pipe open.
So that comes with 1 minute and 54 seconds left to play here in the opening quarter of this Division I state championship game. Brought to you by the Arizona Box Lacrosse, azboxla.com.
Mako went to the stand-up.
And look at this, Roach.
Wow, nice job.
Another face-off win. I got 4 out of the first 5 going to the Saints. But the score is tied at 2. Now Traxler going to work. Starts his dodge on Willauer. And he's going to go all the way in. Boy, he's done that so many times this year. One of the best at changing that eye level of that goalie. And now Jake Smith. who may very well be the best athlete on the field, considering some major Division I schools are looking at him in football. There's a Garrigan save for Salpointe. We're still tied at 2 apiece, down to the final minute of quarter number 1.
That wasn't the shot they wanted there, I don't think.
All right, here's Dalton going to work. And Zoy, who has played extremely well this year. He had 3 goals in the first matchup between these two teams. Only a sophomore. The rest of the starters for Salpointe, all seniors. So there's a little added pressure on Kevin Krieger's team that they got to win it all because they're going to be decimated by graduation this year. Jake Smith, can he get the ground ball in this 2-2 tie?
Not yet.
And it's going to go out of play, and it will be Salpointe's possession, 15 seconds to go.
Yeah, look for a quick cut to the crease. Hackmeyer and Moultrie really love doing this.
And right there it is, and he was wide open and had the hands clear.
Well, they changed the rule this year. Now there's a good if it goes rule, similar to basketball. So they're talking about if they get this shot off before the period expires, then the goal counts.
And it is going to be corralled by Calvin. He'll clear it. And that is the end of quarter number 1. So far, a good one. A 2-2 tie between the defending champion Saints and the Lancers of Tucson, Arizona. And we'll be back on APM Video Sports in just a moment.
Calling all teams and players. Get into the box. Arizona Box Lacrosse presents the Best in Box Invitational starting in June. League practices will be held to prepare for a 6-week game series sponsored by String King. Get into the box. Register today at azboxla.com.
So talk.
All right, so we're back here from Corona del Sol High School. We'd like to thank the Aztecs for hosting this year's state championship game. It's been a few years since the Arizona Lacrosse League has had a state championship here. I think the last time was when Chaparral was state champs back in the late 2000s.
Yeah, Corona's the team that produced Jake Patterson, who yesterday had 5 goals and assists in the conference semis against University of Massachusetts. Probably the most prolific scorer come out of this town.
Yeah, there have been a lot of outstanding performances this year. Kay Van Raphorst at Duke, Anthony Abadessa at Colgate.
And Jake's been starting since he's a freshman at Albany. All 155 pounds of him.
Abadessa, actually the all-time leading scorer in league history. So it's a 2-2 tie. Hackmeyer and Kaiser have scored for Salpointe as we get set for the face-off here.
Well, I think Salpointe dodged the bullet in that first quarter. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, before the game, if you were going to tell me they were 1 for 5 on clears and 1 for 5 on faceoffs, I would have told you Notre Dame Prep was up 5-6-1.
Right.
Well, it's the two usual suspects. You got Ryan Roach and you got Max Manka.
So far, Roach has proved me wrong. He's done a great job. He's been able to not only be as quick as Max, he's beaten him.
Well, if we knew they were going to delay this much, we would have run a few more spots for our sponsors.
Temper's running hot in the crowd.
Just a reminder, if you are interested in officiating, the league is definitely looking for some people that are dedicated. Go to www.azlaxref.com.
Again, the scoring in the first quarter, Hackmeyer and Kaiser for Salpointe. McKinney had an assist for Notre Dame, Rosen and Bergamo. For Bergamo, who was tied with Traxler in points, that was his 35th point of the season. Salpointe should win this one. Nice ground ball by Colton. Then he throws it away.
Another turnover by Salpointe.
And Siegel is one of the best at hitting ground balls with the pole. Notre Dame comes out. And that looks like Traxler. I thought he had a great season this year, but last year I thought he could have easily been Player of the Year.
Absolutely. As could about 3 other Notre Dame players.
Yeah. And remember, Notre Dame is without Will Lynch this year, who I think could have won a scoring title in his own right.
Yeah, really sad.
That was a great take.
Knee injury cut short his senior year.
Story picking up the ground ball.
We got a shorty on Bergamo now.
Bergamo's an outstanding player. I don't know how this is going to go for Salpointe.
He's very creative, very high energy. He turns and shoots it left. That's Brett Bakewell, I think, had the assignment that time. A little tough picking up these numbers. Well, congratulations to the Oro Valley Wolverines. They had a 1-point win over the Desert Mountain Wolves. Here's Stanton, and that one is going to be turned away by Garrigan.
Another turnover. Salpointe's coming up with the ball, Ben, but they're not doing the right thing with it.
Well, Garrigan's flag down. A little bit of chatter from the Notre Dame prep. Well, calling delay for rolling the ball away instead.
So that's a 30-second technical foul.
30-second technical.
Watch for Salpointe to go into a 1-3-2 with one being X. And when the ball gets to X, they'll cut the 2 guys from the top down to the pipe. The guy off the crease will backpedal as more of a decoy. They're really looking for Moultrie here on the right wing for a time of space shot.
Notre Dame prep looks like they're giving a box and 1 look.
Which is not going to work well against us, I don't think.
No, not with the overload, no.
So the Lancers man up.
If you can rotate out of this look, you can be pretty effective against this.
There's the backpedal on the crease. Kaiser.
Good save.
Yep.
Colvin again.
That's the shot that beat him against Desert Vista last week, so.
Interference.
Interference. Ball goes back to Notre Dame.
I think they just cost themselves possession there. Looks like Notre Dame prep threw that away.
So both teams are even.
You really hope Salpointe doesn't regret handing Notre Dame prep this many possessions.
Well, so many times that's going to come back to haunt you.
I think they're still a man down.
I'm not sure what the time of the penalty was. I think it was just delay of game, so there can't be more than
a couple of seconds.
Yeah, 15 seconds on this. Well, there he goes, released.
Okay. So both teams are even here. 9:52 left to play here, and
Bergamo and Escovedo.
Yeah, this is a good matchup.
Chandler Coper, who's been a steady force for Doug Lepka's Saints this year. Now Quinn Stanton, been with this program 4 years, and one of 3 Stanton brothers to play for Notre Dame. Shot, and another Garrigan save.
Boy, is he helping them out right now.
Story's getting some great looks at the cage, just can't get it past Garrigan.
And Story struggled along with Jake Smith in their first matchup. They missed a lot of shots in that game.
I feel like Garrigan's going down quick. They're shooting low, you know?
Yeah, big high to low shots.
Yeah.
Now, if Traxler gets another hands-free opportunity, he'll probably elevate the shot because he went downstairs last time. See if we can. Let's see what kind of procrastinator I am. Prognosticator.
There
Easy
you go.
for me to say. Story going to work.
Good slide by Will Auer there.
Will Auer. Notre Dame is just so quick. I mean, they've got four or five guys that can just clear with the best of them. So much speed. Now Max backing in. That's Wagner. Good footwork by Wagner on the defense.
Salpointe's defense is getting a workout, I will say that. They got to clear the ball.
Missed shot by Jake Smith. We saw a lot of that in the first matchup between these two teams with 8:08 left to go here in the first half in a 2-2 tie.
You know, they're getting some decent looks off the dodge, but to really break down a team like Salpointe, you're going to have to get the ball moving and get some looks on the weak side.
Pulls a trigger.
High to low again, Ben.
Yeah, just a shot right off the dodge. You know, the Garrigan's in the zone right now. You're not going to beat him just with a straight-up dodge and shot, even as good as this team is.
This is a good ride here by Notre Dame, by the way. The middies are really locking off the Salpointe middies.
Salpointe had a wide-open pole on the bench side. I don't know why they didn't throw to him.
Trouble, easy one for Bergamo. His second of the day.
Wow, glass half full or glass half empty. The only way you're beating them is that you can't clear, but unless you can figure out how to clear, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, this is a different game, though. Notre Dame's giving a different look. They are really locking off the middies.
Now, you said that was a 10-man ride. Is that
this is Notre Dame. No, this was Salpointe trying to clear. Notre Dame was just doing a hard lock off on the middies, and then they were doing a high zone. They kind of reacted. They faked like they were going to pressure the ball and backpedaled.
See if Max Menke can turn it around for Salpointe.
They're going to force Garrigan to make a pass on every clear now.
Listen to this crowd. A really good crowd here at Corona del Sol High School. We're in Tempe, Arizona. Menke comes up with a ground ball.
Huge win.
And that is 2 in a row in face-off wins for the Salpointe Lancers. 3-2 Notre Dame, 7:11 left to go here in the first half.
If I'm Salpointe, I'm getting that ball back to X. I'm letting my attack go to work. A lot of midi play with not much to show for it.
So that shot is wide by Salpointe.
All-Star game will be next Friday at Brophy Prep Athletic Complex.
Well, Dalton playing with some confidence. He was not afraid to pull the trigger on that last shot. He's the ball carrier right now on a high pass. Looking to free up the right hand, and that's just a little too easy for Josh Calvin.
Absolutely. Same thing that Notre Dame Prep's doing. You're getting these shots right off the dodge. It's easy for the goalie to track.
Turnover at midfield. Escobedo, who I think is one of the top defenders in the state. And at close blank range, nothing doing. Calvin.
He had McKinney back door. Wide open.
Hackmeyer took the shot, missed it. 3-2 Notre Dame with 6:20 left to go here in the second quarter. Here's the dodge. Yep.
Nice
Loose ball, and this is the goalie. Up ahead to Bergamo, and he's not going to get to it. And Salpointe will have it with 6:02 on the clock. Top scorer in the game, Max Bergamo for Notre Dame with 2. Hackmeyer and Kaiser 1 each. And Mr. Rosen, Austin Rosen, the senior midfielder, punched one in. That was the first goal of the game for Notre Dame. Good battle on the low side. Looked like he had a A little opening there, but instead decides to give it up, and Kaiser has found the promised land. McKinney, his second assist of the day.
It looked like Blake Keegan was ball watching there.
I think he couldn't decide whether to go or not.
Go or not, yeah. And Kaiser just took one step away from the cage and got himself open.
That one step by the defense, one step by the offense, and pretty soon you're wide open.
Yep.
Well, in this low-scoring game, gentlemen, we have seen 3 ties.
Well,
and the goals are scored with assists, not one-on-one shooting high to low and high to high.
As a neutral observer, this is the game that you were hoping for.
That's Max's specialty right there.
He's won 3 in a row, or at least Salpointe has.
Notre Dame doing a good job of pressuring him off the faceoff.
Right down the pipe, and it was Calvin again on the save. Both goalies doing a nice job.
Notre Dame trying to get into their 10-man, and their ball get passed right over his head.
Yep.
And they're so dangerous in transition. Bergamo all the way to the doorstep, goes top shelf. And he's got the hat trick.
Left Bergamo wide open trying to get into their 10-man ride.
Yep. The middies didn't recover to help whatsoever on that. They left Escobedo split in 2. He made a decision.
Don't know it's the wrong decision until you see the ball flying over your head, huh?
Right, exactly.
3 lead changes, 3 ties. But right now, Notre Dame holding serve. They got a 4-3 lead here with 5 minutes left to play in the second quarter.
Bergamo's having an outstanding game so far.
Good player, one of the few juniors on this Notre Dame prep squad. One of the starters, anyway.
And that's Bakewell. Salpointe has won now 4 face-offs.
Roach is really doing an outstanding job of countering Menka, but even on the tie-up, Salpointe came in with the ground ball.
Now watch McKinney. That's a magic 1 in his right hand.
Well, you know whose name we haven't called all night is Moultrie.
And he's got it. Wow.
I think he heard you, Chuck.
That was McKinney on the goal. 4-4 tie with 4:31 left to go. Well, and those two guys are built similar, and it's kind of tough to pick up the numbers here tonight.
The white on white has given us trouble.
Yes. All right, 4:31 left to go here in the first half.
Boy, you can really see how important these face-offs are. Now that Salpointe's been winning, the field seems to be tilted their way.
All right, 10th face-off of the game, and that's 5 wins in a row for Salpointe.
Cade Kaiser on that ground ball.
That was McCade taking the draw there for Salpointe.
Crowd wants an offsides.
Yeah.
As Bergamo reached across the line to pick up his stick. As we're approaching the 9-minute mark. We're in a 4-4 tie in this Division I championship game. Timeout, Salpointe. Well, let's keep it right here. I mean, now you're down to 4:03 left to go here in the first half, and we're all even at 4. Great game so far.
Yeah, Salpointe got a break there. Cade Kaiser was definitely forcing the ball there, trying to go through 2 guys. I still think the Salpointe attack should just be having the ball over and over right now. That is the strength of their team, and Notre Dame is just keeps shoving out the middies. You know, Kaiser, Gates, Franzoy are not effective right now.
And you had mentioned a couple of moments ago, I don't even think Nate Moultrie's taken a shot yet.
Yeah.
No, possibly good news for Salpointe. Some of the strengths that we highlighted coming into the game. Leading scorer in the state. Leading faceoff guy in the state. And a great full field game. And those things have not gone Salpointe's way at all. the same time, with Notre Dame prep, they've got to get their slide package together. They clearly need a little bit more help to the ball. I mean, some of their guys are very talented individual defenders, but they really need to figure out when they're going to go and do it. Because, like, you know, if they do get the ball to Salpointe's attack, then those guys are very good at finding those open looks in between the slides.
Yeah, if you're Notre Dame, if you're Doug Lipka right now, you got to be a little concerned. I mean, to the eye, it looks like Notre Dame is outplaying them. Yet the game is 4-4. So if Salpointe turns it on, you know, it could be a 3-4 goal swing pretty quickly.
All right, when play resumes, Salpointe will be in possession. And we're down to 4 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Very good defense.
Gates by Clausen.
Poteet on the ball.
Long stick midfielder. And now Hackmeyer, as he usually does, out of X. McKeon got a face on it, and this one's going to go out of play. Now, I think McKeon touched it last, but it's going to be Notre Dame's possession here.
Smart play by Bergamo, trying to get the quick restart.
I think that was the matchup Salpointe wanted with Hackmeyer there. Just a bad pass.
He got his hands free, but yeah, no one was open, and he tried to force it in.
Well, Max, the ball carrier, now gives it up. He's the leading scorer. Traxler has been quiet, hasn't had a lot of touches. Now going to work, and he goes by himself. Boy, you just cannot let him get there. Notre Dame up 5-4.
Yeah, Willow just stopped moving his feet for like 2 seconds, for 2 steps, and that was it. So you need to give Traxler. Otherwise, he's played a great one-on-one against him tonight.
Yeah, lacrosse is not a game where you can play one-on-one defense all night, though. They're going to have help on if the attackmen are going to be dodging from behind the cage like that.
So a 5-4 score here for the Notre Dame Saints. 4 lead changes and 4 ties.
That's what you want to see, right?
That's exactly what you want to see. And
Menka back on the draw.
Going up against number 21, Roach. And they're starting to dominate. That's 6 face-off wins in a row. And now we got a flag.
That was quite a flag toss by Colday.
And it's going to be a Bergamo, I think, right?
It's a push.
And a trip.
1 minute. Another good face by Manka there. Boy, do they need him to come up big.
Salpointe threw it away on their first extra man opportunity. Let's see if they can convert here.
This is their second man-up situation.
I just don't see Salpointe making sharp passes tonight like they normally do.
And part of that may be the quickness of this Notre Dame defense, the stingiest defense in the state of Arizona this year.
I suspect part of it has to do with it being the state final, too.
Yeah. Look for Moultrie to shoot as soon as he gets the opportunity on this right wing.
That was a tight pass.
And this is McKinney. And you got Moultrie right now, the ball carrier. Or is that Franzoy?
That's Moultrie. That was the play right there they're looking to do.
And Poteet, nice check there. What? Wow. A hold.
Some would say that was a good play.
He's going to shoot. Oh.
We're in a 5-4 game with Notre Dame on top.
No. Bad decision. Hard to believe, 2-man up spin, 2 turnovers.
All right, we're down to 2:17 left to play here in the first half.
This next goal is huge. Whether Notre Dame builds their lead or Salpointe can tie it up going on a halftime.
Well, confidence, you know, is what this game's going to be all about. Who's going to play with the most confidence? And you figure the first team that goes down by 2 or 3, they're going to have to really regroup. As Bergamo
On the shorty.
Yep, nice move.
And he swims through 2 defenders, finds the open man, pipe city for Traxler. And now Blake Story. So the 2 top scorers for each team have been quiet. Look at Story creating, and well, a nice job down in that low crease area. I think that may have been, was that Willauer that got the stick on there? That's Wegman.
Story really has an uncanny ability to possess that ball in traffic.
Well, he had one of the premier goals that we saw this year down at Salpointe Catholic High School in that first matchup between these 2 great teams. And who knows what would have happened last year as Story creates, and I'll tell you, he rifled that one. And that one goes sailing over. What would have happened last year? They had a couple of suspended players in that semifinal game against Brophy. I think Jackson McKinney was one of them.
That's correct. Give the ball to the best athlete on the field. Let him go to the cage right here.
So a tough assignment for Jacob Gates. Now Story.
Putting Story on an island, holding it for the last shot.
This is the sophomore Elijah DeHaan, who has missed most of the season. We're down to 20 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Oh, and he's got the short stick now, too.
Yep. Escobedo was coming, but you got afraid there. Bergamo was sitting right at the left pipe.
17 seconds left. Let's see if they do anything here.
Opportunity. Good cut by Bergamo.
Again, Willauer got beat by Traxler.
Wide open. Yeah. Wide open.
All right, 10 seconds, 8 seconds.
Again, these are good if it goes.
And
not even close.
2 seconds will be remaining. It will be Notre Dame, and they will own a 1-goal lead going into the locker room.
I'm not really sure that this rule is necessary in lacrosse. You just end up with these ridiculous heaves at the end of periods.
So our score at halftime in the 2018 Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week, Division I State Championship game, and the Notre Dame Saints, trying to defend their title, lead by 1. We'll be back on apnvideo.com in just a moment.
running around everything.
All right, we're back here at Corona del Sol High School, a 5-4 lead for the defending champions. Andrew Dunn, the head coach of the lacrosse program at Ottawa University AZ, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Exciting times for, I think, the Valley of the Sun. Now we're going to have another 4-year school offering lacrosse next school season, and tell us the plans and a little bit about the program.
Yeah, so we're a first-year school this year. We're starting the program, looking at starting the program next year. We just actually went down to San Diego this past weekend, met with the MCLA, the SLC conference, and they gave us the go-ahead to get started and gave us probationary membership into the MCLA, barring we get the program up and running, and we're excited about that. That's really good news. Joining kind of the ranks of the other teams out here in Arizona, University of Arizona, Grand Canyon, Arizona State, Northern Arizona. So a lot of good teams that we're kind of joining the ranks with, and we're excited to kind of hit the ground running right away, being able to compete against those teams at that high level. And we're really excited. We've got a lot of interested players and a lot of guys who are excited about the opportunity of playing at the school, and we're really excited about joining the MCLA next year and joining that tough competition out here in Arizona.
And then before we go, I know we only have a couple of minutes, but talk about the scholarship that you guys are offering, because it sounds like a tremendous opportunity for Arizona people, Arizona lacrosse players, and beyond.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're trying to get the program, like I said, going, and with that, we're offering $10,000 scholarships to any lacrosse player who's interested in joining the program. Just a really nice incentive to be able to get money to play. Typically, MCLA schools or schools at the club level don't offer scholarships like that, or really at all. A lot of times, you oftentimes have to actually pay to play in the programs, and we do have small fees like other schools do, but we are offering that $10,000 scholarship to try to promote the program and build the program right away and just get as many interested players, so that way we can hit the ground running and start off at that high level competing against those tougher teams.
Well, it's ottawa.edu. That's the website. Don't be bashful. Call Coach Dunn here, and it just sounds like a great opportunity. They got a state-of-the-art football multi-purpose field, and it should be a great opportunity for Arizona players and even non-Arizona players.
Yeah, we're really excited about getting started and competing at the high level, like I said. So yeah, anybody interested, like you said, the website's there, and my contact information will be on there as well.
Okay, and when we come back, we'll have action for the second half of this Division I state championship game. It's the Arizona Lacrosse League on APN Sports. Calling all teams and players. Get into the box. Arizona Box Lacrosse presents the Best in Box Invitational starting in June. League practices will be held to prepare for a 6-week game series sponsored by String King. Get into the box. Register today at azboxla.com. right, it's the third quarter coming up here. 5-4 in favor of Notre Dame, trying to defend their state championship. A victory 10-9 over Brophy a year ago.
Yeah, I don't think either team, quite honestly, is playing as good as they've played during the year. I'm expecting somebody, one of these teams, to snap out of it a little bit and make a little bit of a run.
Clean win by Roach.
But it's Salpointe who comes up with it. And Shirts didn't like the call.
No, he pushed them out of bounds. That was a great ride. They really were aggressive on Manka on that one. That's what they need to do. They double-teamed him, forced him to make a bad pass.
Okay, so when we restart, Shirts at the bottom of the screen. So is Notre Dame. I thought by his reaction they gave it to Salpointe. So Notre Dame with a face-off win, and it's 7-5 in favor of Salpointe. And that's a big statistical win. Stanton found Bergamo, who's not afraid to pull the trigger. And there's Garrigan on the outlet, and he throws it away.
Interference.
Siegel with the ground ball for Notre Dame.
Yeah, that was Story interfering.
Now Manka.
Nice look.
Oh, I'll tell you what. You couldn't have drawn it up any better, but the pass wasn't quite there. He was trying to find Jackson McKinney. And now the Saints on the clear as we approach the 11-minute mark here, as we are just underway, third quarter action.
That is one thing Notre Dame really excels at. That's giving the ball to a midi and have him run 70 yards up the field. Salpointe is just not clicking with their passes.
Jake Smith. He's the outstanding football player. Frees up the right hand and comes up empty-handed. Garrigan, who had 10 saves in that first half, he's been a tough nut to crack in this one.
Yeah, Smith just can't seem to find the cage. If he does, it's going to be a problem.
5-4 lead for Notre Dame here in the third. Winner take all. State championship Division I. Oro Valley defeated Desert Mountain by 1 in our Division II game. That game will air live on tape tomorrow. Here's Story going to work, and Garrigan denies him.
Salpointe's defense looks a lot stronger here to open the second half. Good slides of the ball, good recovery cycle.
Well, you guys saw the first matchup between these two on film as Jake Smith, a little alley dodge that time. They'll work it around the Stanton. But I thought they played 48 minutes of hard lacrosse in that game. And they're probably going to have to do that here if they're going to win this game.
Oh, yeah, all bets are off now. You have to just go full steam ahead.
Story hands free, and he's off again.
Story is not in the zone tonight.
And Elijah DeHaan may have had something to do with that one. He got the stick up.
Although if you're Salpointe, you don't want to give him a bunch more opportunities to find his stroke there.
Yeah, he's getting his hands free. He's getting open. He's just not hitting the cage.
9 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. Quinn Stanton, outstanding player, tried to bounce one in there. Garrigan knocked it down. He can't find it. He's going to corral it. And Salpointe will try to clear.
They're going to try to force Garrigan to make a bad pass.
It's been working so far.
Yeah. Again, a pass to a guy who's not open.
And there's Quinn Stanton.
Great ride by the Notre Dame middies.
Coach Krieger's got to be tearing his hair out at those looks.
Kate Kaiser was nowhere near open.
High shot. Well, we're seeing a lot of missed shots in this game between the two highest scoring teams in the league.
The time of possession is clearly in Notre Dame's favor right now.
But Salpointe really hasn't had to exude too much energy in this, at least here in the third quarter with 8:30 to go, third quarter action.
Yeah, again, it's a 17-yard shot against a really high-quality keeper. That's not the best look that you can possibly get yourself. Got to get the defense moving.
Our game today brought to you by Ottawa.edu. I'd like to thank Coach Dunn, the head coach of the lacrosse program up there. It's a 4-year school. Go to Ottawa.edu for more. Find out about that scholarship. Here's Jake Smith going to work. He dodges, he shoots, he scores. And the largest lead of the game by either team, 6-4 Notre Dame.
Like I said earlier, best athlete on the field. You can see his quick feet. All we did was a little couple of stutter steps, and the defender didn't have a chance.
Jake's been getting multiple looks from Division I football schools as well. Heard a story from Coach Lipka that he was discovered by some Pac-12 schools based on his lacrosse highlight video on Huddle.
A 7-5 advantage for the Salpointe Lancers in face-off battles. Here tonight, we're coming to you from Corona del Sol High School, home of the Aztecs, Haskell Henshaw Stadium.
Ball gets stuck in Menka's stick there.
2 face-off wins for Notre Dame to start the second half, and they lead by 2. This is Schertz, 3rd in the state, a young man who never played lacrosse prior to the season. 3rd in the state in ground balls.
Obviously speaks to outstanding athletic ability and
just so fast.
Got to give a little bit of credit to the Notre Dame staff and being able to coach an athlete like that up so quickly.
Well, Coach Lipka said, I mean, you know, they saw him. I don't know if it was at another sporting event, but when they saw, you know, the hands, the quickness, it was like catching lightning in a bottle. And he has been a big part of their team this year.
You could tell that was Notre Dame's second midfield. You could tell the difference once those top 3 guys step out of the game.
So Salpointe in possession and now looking to clear.
Again, very good lockoffs of the middies, forcing Garrigan. Again.
Intercepted by Quinn Stanton.
Look.
Right down the middle. He'll pull the trigger and find the promised land. Quinn Stanton is on the board with his first goal of the contest, and Notre Dame leads it by 3, and you might need a timeout on that Salpointe side, though you hate to burn them this early.
Nah, Kevin's not big on timeouts, I can tell you that, but Ben Wegner just made another mental error. They are forcing balls to attackmen, to midfielders who there's no separation. I just don't understand what they're thinking.
Well, right there, if your looks up the ball side are clogged, you've got to reverse field, switch the ball, get an overpass. That long stick on the far side, on the bench side, is wide open.
So a 7-4 lead, that is the largest of the game. Flag down.
Like a slash
Gonna
on
get
Notre
a
Dame.
slash.
No, I think it's on Salpointe. Wasn't it? No.
Penalty.
That's going against the Saints. So that is going to put Salpointe in a man up for the 3rd time here tonight.
I think they got Menka on the slash.
Oh.
Salpointe ball goes to Notre Dame, extra man.
Yep, we'll change that.
Well, I was saying a few minutes ago about some team is going to come out and make a run.
I would not want to be down 4 at a Notre Dame prep. That's not it's a low percentage position to be in.
Quinn Stanton, the ball carrier, over to Coper. Over to Stanton, and now Blake Story, who is scoreless here, who was the 2nd highest goal scorer in the state coming into this championship game, Division I.
Very slow moving man up right here. Very tentative.
I think they're used to being able to take some big rips on the outside.
Plus it's a 1 minute. Coper, what a nice job in that low crease area. Escobedo broke that up and probably saved his team a goal given up.
Oh, Hackmeyer's got a show for the ball here.
Will Auer, nice clear. See if he gets it into the box. All right, there's Hackmeyer. 5:40 left to go here.
This is the first time they had the ball in the whole quarter on offense.
Well, when you're 0 for your clear, that's going to happen.
Down to 5 minutes and 22 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. And both teams are even. Quick restart for Salpointe. Poteet smothering defense. Hands clear. That was McKeon, I think, who came over on the slide and got a piece of that. Calvin. And did he pass that to Stanton that time, who will clear it for Notre Dame? Stanton with one goal, looking for another, but Garrigan rising to the occasion, and now the clear.
How about that rebound?
Another bad pass by Salpointe.
Kick saving a beauty.
Look at it.
But Hackmeyer might make something out of nothing. Open man out front, and they missed the pass again. Jake Smith on the clear for Notre Dame, up by 3.
One pass too many, no, Ben?
Absolutely.
There goes Smith.
Watch the trail check, but he gets away from them, and Garrigan continues to be impressive.
He was really the unsung hero of the first game. He made some outstanding saves. Transition look if Salpointe pushes.
They get the touch with Cade Kaiser.
Probably discretion being the better part of valor there.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. They can't panic. They cannot get into panic mode. Again, another drop pass, though.
So Franzoy, Zach Siegel applying the pressure. 3:44 left to go here. Third quarter action. Notre Dame has scored the last 3 goals. Traxler, Smith, and Stanton. Sounds like an all-star team. And right on cue, Quinn Stanton. He'll race it into the offensive half, and here comes Notre Dame. Traxler. Bergamo out front. He was at the doorstep.
Don't see Bergamo drop a lot of passes. That's very lucky for Salpointe.
They have dodged the bullet a couple of times in this quarter. Wegman, now Bergamo gets around him. Trying to get their personnel on.
So Story and Moultrie combined for 0 points so far tonight.
0 goals, 0 points, no assists. Yep.
2 leading scorers in the state. 2 of the 3 leading scorers in the state, I should say.
Siegel's doing a great job of shutting Moultrie down. He's not even getting the ball.
And how long can Salpointe survive without their leading scorer at least getting some touches? I mean, he's not even touching the ball. Down to 2:30.
Good defense by DeHaan.
What do you know about Elijah DeHaan? I mean, he's just a sophomore. He's not the biggest kid out there, but he seems like he's got the skills.
Oh, yeah. Good footwork.
And he did a great job on Blake Story right there. Pried that one loose. Couldn't get the hands free. Traxler on the restart. Willauer. This is Daniel Doherty. He's a senior midfielder.
Salpointe has to get a stop here. Have to stop the bleeding.
And you got to give credit to Blake Story. He's been really trying to get in rhythm, get his looks, but just not dropping for him yet.
Well, right now you got Doherty and Rosen out there, non-starters for Notre Dame. Story will corral it at midfield with 1:40 on the clock. Now Rosen will come off the field. And Jake Smith is back in. 1:26. There's no stall delay in high school lacrosse.
What do you think, Ben? You think Notre Dame's had the ball about 9 to 10 minutes of this quarter?
No, minute 10 left. Yeah, it's been they've been absolutely dominant in terms of time of possession.
Yeah. Quinn Stanton on the angle. Maloney. And he will trail Stanton. Stanton looking for a cutter. No one's moving. Kind of a standstill offense here.
Salpointe leaving the guy open there on the crease.
Out front, Story, swim move.
Good
Split
check.
dodge. Good check, as you said.
Why exactly was that delay a game?
That was Elijah DeHaan that disrupted that play again. I mean, he keeps making plays in this game.
He has a great stick.
Did the official think that was 2 minutes, 20 seconds in the game?
No. Hackmeyer. Donahue on the defense. This might be an opportunity.
Is that Franzoy?
And it's a save for Coleman, and we're heading to the fourth.
High to high.
Oh, this might be a goal, and it is unbelievable. Does it count? Does it count? They have not made a signal yet.
No goal.
No goal. I thought I heard the bell.
No goal. There it is. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, did Salpointe dodge a bullet there. All right, so we are heading to the fourth quarter of play as we come to the end of 3. Our game today brought to you by Ottawa University, ottawa.edu lacrosse. 7-4 defending champions.
Calling all teams and players. Get into the box. Arizona Box Lacrosse presents the Best in Box Invitational starting in June. League practices will be held to prepare for a 6-week game series sponsored by String King. Get into the box. Register today at azboxla.com.
All right, fourth and final quarter here as we bring you Division I State Championship action. Along with Ben Jones and Chuck Rulin, I'm Jeff Lowry. Dylan Olson on camera, our entire APN crew here tonight. 7-4 Notre Dame. Smith and Stanton, a pair of goals in quarter number 3. Dominant possession by Notre Dame, and they're up by 3. And Salpointe needs to maybe put 1 or 2 in the back of the cage here soon.
Salpointe could do themselves a huge favor by getting this next goal.
You get the feeling that they have to score the next goal in the game. If they go down by 4, this is going to be tough.
Right there. High.
And there's Moultrie for the first time. How about that?
Great look in transition there. That's just what they needed. Getting Moultrie on the board, find an easy goal.
Yeah. Great look upfield by Max Manka. And, you know, we said Moultrie gets his hands free. He's a good shooter. He's the best shooter on the team. You just got to get that shot off.
So
Manka's got his hands on his hips right now. You gotta wonder. Roach has been doing an outstanding job on the draw for Notre Dame Prep.
And Manka got the assist on that last play. So Moultrie's first goal comes at the 11:37 mark. And boy, did Salpointe need it.
Oh, there you go.
Siegel had it for a moment. Salpointe flagged down. We're going to get a slash, I believe.
Oh, they gave it right back.
And then there's another flag. Push.
What a mental mistake that was. Was that Moultrie? The worst thing you can do is retaliate.
I didn't catch the number with on that second flag, but huge opportunity there by Salpointe. Just
it's mostly going to the box.
Not sure the referee got the number on that flag either.
Right.
There's no way that's going.
Let's give you the officials once again, and these are some of the best. Cole Day, 3-time MCL College National Champion selection. Steve Adamick, who went into the Arizona Lacrosse League Hall of Fame last year, 3-time MCLA College National Championship selection. Marty Topham, 7-time high school state championship selection, 37 years in lacrosse. Mark McElfresh, he's also an MCLA official, AIA Division I State Soccer Championship official, and we appreciate these gentlemen's efforts in this Division I state final game.
So Ben, being that Salpointe got the second penalty, Notre Dame gets awarded the ball.
Correct.
Notre Dame charges a 30-second hold. Salpointe 1 minute for unnecessary roughness. Ball goes to Notre Dame prep.
So both these penalties should be unreleasable.
Will be 5-on-5 for 30 seconds.
Okay, we're getting ready for the restart. So Notre Dame will be playing a man.
No, it's 5-on-5.
I'm sorry, 5-on-5 here.
30 seconds.
And we put up the website of the azlaxref.com on our scoreboard. So again, we're looking for quality people for officiating. 7-5 Notre Dame. Here's Stanton, the ball carrier for the defending champions. They've won 28 of 29. And Stanton goes around the horn and shoots. Deflected out front. Salpointe, good defense.
Another forced pass on the clear.
Yes. Now dent on Story. Still scoreless. Coming in second in the state, number 3 was in goals.
Now Notre Dame's.
Siegel's released. Notre Dame's going to have man up now, right?
Notre Dame's man up for 30 seconds.
So you got about 25 seconds and a man up here for Notre Dame. Jake turned away again. Garrigan. Nice job on that rebound by Dent.
Again.
And he throws it away again. Siegel to Stanton. You cut those down by a third, and this is a tie game. And Bergamo throws it away, trying to find Traxler, who is coming in on the cut.
Ben, this is sloppy right now.
Did they just call that a shot?
Did they really?
No, there was no tip.
No, Bergamo just threw that cross cage, no?
I didn't see a tip, guys. Did you see a tip there?
Salpointe.
There it is, the Salpointe.
Bounce goes back to Salpointe.
Okay, 10:04.
Running into a trap against the sideline. Why? I don't understand, Ben. Why aren't they reversing the ball across field? They're running right into Notre Dame's trap. Timeout.
So we got a timeout on the field with 9:56 left to play here. And we're going to take a timeout too. Our game today is brought to you by the ArizonaBoxLacrosse.com and also the AZLaxRef.com. We'll be back in just a moment. This is AP. Calling all teams and players. Get into the box. Arizona Box Lacrosse presents the Best in Box Invitational starting in June. League practices will be held to prepare for a 6-week game series sponsored by String King. Get into the box. Register today at azboxla.com. Okay, we're on in 2. All right, we're back here from Corona del Sol High School. Ben Jones, Chuck Rulin. Chuck with the Sabino Sabercats for many years and the Pinnacle Pioneers. Ben's team. You guys, in fact, were co-coaches last year.
Right.
With Pinnacle.
As soon as I left, he made the playoffs.
Well, I think you made a few without him, too, so.
Only to then meet me later in the playoffs.
Right, exactly.
All right, 7-5, Notre Dame.
Plenty of time left in this one. Salpointe can afford to give up a couple more, but you got to figure you got to get to 9-10 goals to win this game.
And Garrigan cannot prevent Quinn Stanton, who has his second goal of the game. He had a big championship game last year against Brophy when Notre Dame won their first ever Division I state championship. And right now the lead is back to 3, matching their largest lead, 8-5.
Salpointe's got to turn it around right here. No time to sulk here. They've got to get back, win a few faceoffs, get some possession in this fourth quarter.
I'm sure Kevin's on the sideline thinking, okay, what do I do? What do I say? Because this is as bad a game as they played all year.
So Salpointe down by 3. Max Manka trying to get a face-off win, and he does.
Nice.
And they got it.
That's that kid DeHaan again. He's having a great game.
Elijah DeHaan.
That was pretty much just what the doctor ordered right there.
Yeah, they're going to the well a lot, though, with Max Manka. You got to hope he doesn't run out of gas in about another 3-4 minutes. But that kid's a fighter. He's a tough kid.
As we mentioned, number 15 for the Salpointe team has lost. They lost virtually the whole season. He came back in the quarterfinals against Pinnacle. He looks like he hasn't missed a beat, and he's made a lot of plays. And he has just scored to get Salpointe right back into this ball game at 8-6.
AJ Shirt's on the near wing here, just completely looking to cut off Manka's fast break. Not even trying to contest the ball, the draw.
And look at the young Ryan Roach. It's a big face-off win for Notre Dame. So the Saints are up by 2. Traxler with 1 goal, 1 point here tonight. Get it out to Coper. Now Jake Smith checking back in for Doug Lipka.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Blake Story's number get called here again.
Story has still not scored in this game. Quinn Stanton with 2 goals here in the second half. They had 1 there at the end of the third and 1 here in the fourth. And he's going to work again. That's Story, excuse me. Story is 3, Stanton's 2.
Yeah, this is a better matchup having Escobedo on Story.
Jake Smith.
Can't tell who the shorty is, but that's a good matchup for Notre Dame Prep.
That's Max Manka. It seemed like last year Manka was pretty much a Fogo. This year he's playing a lot more midfield. And look at check that, Jake Smith. Big overhand right. And that is his second goal of the day. And they're keeping him at bay.
Yeah, you can see after that goal, I mean, Max slid to that a little late, and right now he's walking back with his hands on his hips. He's got to be gassed.
Yeah, it's tough to Fogo when you get trapped on defense every time.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he's still out there right now.
Well, 7.5 minutes left in your season.
Yeah,
no time like the present.
Yep, you're right.
Had to burn a timeout to talk about your clear.
Fourth quarter action. That last score comes at 7:40 left to go here in the fourth. 9-6 in favor of Notre Dame.
I think Roach has it again.
And they battle for the 50-50 ball. They need a ground ball. They need a possession, and they need a quick score.
Moultrie's got to break out to the ball. He's running away from the guy.
That was DeHaan.
Timeout.
Salpointe, lucky there. No touch.
No
3,
touch. Got to call
2.
time.
And failure to advance. Give it back to the Saints, who can take their largest lead of the night. They lead 9-6 with 7:14 left to play here in regulation time.
You know, Ben, they had the ball, Salpointe, on this side of the field with the LSM, and Nate Moultrie ran towards the cage instead of breaking out and giving help.
Now, we'd like to remind you we will have post-game coverage, but it will not be on the live feed. You can check it out at APM Video /My Name Jeff Lowry. You can check that out later tonight or probably by morning.
Notre Dame's in no rush now.
Down to 6.5. Jake Smith. Well, he's not afraid to shoot from downtown, that's for sure.
He's never saw a shot he didn't like.
I mean, right now you got to say that either Roach or Smith would be player of the game for Notre Dame Prep.
Agreed.
Yeah, there's about unofficially it's 10-7 advantage in face-off. But I mean, the last game it was unofficially like 18-21 or 18-3 in favor of Salpointe. And if you figure if Notre Dame just won just a few more in that game, they could have won that game back on the 28th of March. Here's Bergamo. He was red hot in the first half. He had 3 goals in that first half. But he hasn't scored since the 5-minute mark in the second.
Yeah, they're burning clock right now.
If you're Notre Dame Prep, you got to think why bother to attack the cage? Dare the referee to put a stall on you for right now.
That's what I remember from the team.
Ooh,
nearly
threading the needle.
Right.
That's Traxler. James Traxler has had a tremendous career.
You have to play the ball. If you're Salpointe, you have to start playing the ball.
There it is.
Okay, stole one.
Is Mink on the field right now?
I think they've got Maloney in there now, number 70.
You got to say this is a make-or-break possession for Salpointe. They've got to keep Notre Dame Prep off the board here.
But there's no sense of desperation right here on defense.
Coper on a great feed. I'll tell you what, they just lured him into sleep.
Assisted by number 13, Max Bergamo.
Well, that's Bergamo's 4th point, his first assist. Coper scoring for the first time to make it 10-6. This is the biggest lead of the day.
It's going to be one tough comeback, Ben.
Yeah, you got to think that Salpointe's got to have this possession.
Great job again by Roche.
Oh, lucky bounce.
Yep.
All right, Ken, Salpointe, they're going to have to put a couple of goals together here just to get back into this one.
Good recovery there by Klassen.
Yeah, that was a great job coming back. He's played great defense one-on-one tonight. Cade's going to go left, and they know it.
That's Schertz. Good check.
Wow. They really neutralized him tonight.
Once again, our game brought to you by the azlaxref.com. If you're interested in becoming an official in Arizona, as Schertz tries to clear it, got a broken stick out there that belongs to Cade Kaiser. He runs off, and that'll be a stop and play here. You got 4 minutes left to go here. Salpointe needs a 2 or a 3-point play.
And if they can score one in about 30, 40 seconds, they're still right in it. The question is, can they clear the ball? Again, they're running into a trap.
Now you got danger of failure to clear, but it doesn't matter. They threw it away. And Notre Dame has just simply outplayed Salpointe here in the second half.
Quick restart. Plenty of numbers. Smart timeout.
Ben, that was a ball 5 yards behind the midfield line. And they couldn't get it upfield.
Did they just call a bench technical?
Well, it doesn't matter because Salpointe threw it away. An unforced turnover. Yeah, it was a infraction against the bench. Now Shirts to clear for Notre Dame. Time is not on the side for the Salpointe Lancers. Shirts has 1 goal this year. Probably the last guy that's going to take a shot in this situation, as Notre Dame continues to play keep away.
Salpointe's going to have to get very aggressive here. They're not going to see the ball again today.
And lock off adjacents. Don't give up that next pass. Being in the hole is not going to help you down 4 goals with 3 minutes to go.
All right, Jake Smith. Kaiser out there on him.
I mean, at this point, if you lose by 7 or you lose by 2, go for the ball. Doesn't matter how much. Got to gamble.
Ref's being very stingy with the stall warning here. There it is.
But they're not locking off adjacents. I don't understand. Lock off the adjacents. You know, they'll just throw the ball in the circle. One guy will eventually dodge, but.
I mean, if you're Salpointe right now, you got to get up into the grill of these ball carriers, right?
Absolutely. Doesn't matter if they score at this point.
Notre Dame Prep has some really exceptional ball handlers at attack. Good timeout by
Lipka.
By Lipka, yeah.
Notre Dame may very well be 1 minute and 52 seconds away from becoming the 4th team in league history to win back-to-back state titles. Chaparral did it, Brophy did it, and Desert Vista did it.
You got to hand it to Coach Lipka and Coach Siegel. They've really turned that program around up there. I mean, as recently as 4 or 5 years ago, they were struggling. Huge influx of talent that both Coach Lipke and Coach Siegel built on the youth level. I think just goes to show you that state championships are start at the U10, U12, U14.
Well, I remember 4 years ago they had just jumped up from Division I, and they were really struggling. And even 3 years ago they were 4-8. They go to Chaparral, win that first round playoff game. And they're going to win 29 of 30 and 2 championships back to back.
Well, they made a great adjustment from the first game on their rides by really locking off the middies and putting pressure with the attack, forcing Salpointe to pass the guys who aren't open. The defense was locking off, and that's something they didn't do the first game, and man, did it work.
You know, that Salpointe's had an outstanding year, and you got to give them credit for everything they've done. But you know, got to be able to clear the ball, got to be able to execute on fundamental levels. And you know, I hate to say it, but if you're Salpointe, you got to feel like you've tripped over your own feet here a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
There's too many turnovers. And look at Jake Smith going right through an open net. He's got another goal. That's his 3rd. That will about do it.
Yeah, 5-goal lead. Notre Dame Prep doesn't even have to keep in the box anymore.
Well, the celebration starting over there on the sideline for Mark Siegel and
Head coach Doug Lipka's team, they just went up by 5 with 146 on the third goal of the contest by Jake Smith. And this is the largest lead of the game.
Boy, he looked like Saquon Barkley going through those defenders. He is some athlete, that kid.
Are we really going to finish tonight's game with Moultrie and Story at 0 points apiece?
Moultrie had 1.
Moultrie did have 1 off the break. You're right.
Yeah, I've seen a handful of games of Salpointe this year. I've never seen them miss this many scoops and drop that many passes and make that many bad passes.
Well, yeah, Notre Dame prep certainly forced them into several errors, but
yeah.
You got to feel like they were pressing, really, especially, I'll say it again, especially in the clearing game.
Moultrie takes a shot that time and comes up empty-handed. Hackmeyer with an opportunity. Hey, give a lot of credit to this Notre Dame goalkeeper, the junior Josh Calvin. He's done a great job, and so has Kerrigan.
Yeah, Calvin's an absolutely outstanding goalie.
At the conclusion of this game, we'll have interviews with the winning team, and that'll appear on our APN Sports Arizona Lacrosse League Big Play of the Day tomorrow.
Chuck, you and I were coaching a team that was beating Notre Dame Prep at halftime last year, and all of a sudden Calvin played the second half in goal, and I don't think we scored again.
No, I don't think so. It was like the wheels came off about 2 minutes into the second half, and
flag down behind the play. Illegal body check on Salpointe.
Yeah, somebody lost their cool. Is it McKinney or Hackmeyer? I can't really tell from here.
I think it's going to go against Jackson McKinney. So Jackson McKinney with a 1-minute penalty, but there's 53 seconds left to play. Well, congratulations to the Salpointe Lancers, their head coach Kevin Krieger, Ryan Bowman, Ryan Baker, coming off a 15-11 victory over Boulder Creek in the semifinals to advance here. Notre Dame beat Desert Vista 16-8. They beat Chaparral 14-7. I'm not going to mention the quarterfinal win for Salpointe.
That was a close game they played against a tough up-and-coming team in that quarterfinal matchup.
Hey, I'm going to give a shout-out to Kevin Krieger. He's the first high school lacrosse player to play Division I lacrosse from the state of Arizona at the Air Force Academy.
Well, I'll tell you again, I think this was the game that maybe a little sloppier than we possibly would have hoped, but it's good to see Arizona represented by squads of this caliber. Notre Dame's bringing a lot of talent back next year. Salpointe's losing a little bit, but you got to think that Desert Vista is going to be strong next year with the program, the youth program that they put together in Ahwatukee. You know that Scottsdale United and a lot of their players are moving on to Notre Dame Prep.
And I could tell you that Gilbert in about 2 years or so will be making some noise again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What did he start? 6 freshmen this year?
Yeah, and they have a very strong youth program.
Frankie Armenta.
Yep.
I found an old video of Frankie scoring a couple of goals when he was with Tucson. They were playing Highland in 06.
The Extreme.
Extreme. Yep.
Yeah, I was coaching that game.
Yeah, Mickey Miles and I, we were trying to figure out. He was trying to figure out who was the head coach that year, because I think he did he have something to do with the program?
Somewhat. Yeah, he did absolutely.
All right, we're inside of 32 seconds.
Wow, wide open.
Denied.
Calvin, outstanding save.
And that was Moultrie.
Yeah, Kaiser was wide open on the doorstep.
All right, we're down to 20 seconds. I'll tell you what, this Notre Dame team, they've challenged just about everything here tonight. Every ground ball, every shot.
We'll push from behind.
Push on Salpointe there.
Yep.
Definitely one of the keys tonight, the ability of Notre Dame to hang with this great face-off Salpointe Lancer club. And that's it. The zeros are on the board, and the Notre Dame Saints have captured the Arizona High School State Championship for a second consecutive year. They do it by a final score. They beat Kevin Krager and his undefeated Lancers 11-6. With the victory, Notre Dame goes to 14-1. They have won 29 of their last 30 games in state. The Lancers drop to 13-1. Gentlemen, this was an honor and a privilege, and your final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, kudos to Notre Dame. They showed up. I think they play well in a lot of different facets of the game. I expected Salpointe to show a little better, but they had a great season nonetheless. And this is two good teams. Two very good teams that really make us look better as state high school lacrosse.
Yeah, I think both, certainly Coach Krieger and probably Coach Lipka as well, probably would have things didn't go quite as smoothly as they imagined. But with teams with this level of just natural athletic ability and talent, the occasion can sometimes get the better of you, and I think that might be what happened to Salpointe tonight. But again, great to see teams of this caliber representing the state.
Okay, once again, the final score 11-6. A nice night here for Bergamo. He leads all scorers with 4 points on 3 goals. You had 3 goals by Smith, and just a great second half for Notre Dame. So, for our entire crew, this is Jeff Lowry for Ben Jones, Chuck Rulin, saying so long from Corona del Sol High School, where Notre Dame becomes the 4th Arizona high school lacrosse team to win back-to-back titles. Until next time, so long, everybody.